Hello Capricorn, it is time for your January 2020 reading. Today I'll be reading with the Wildwood Tarot deck. And I've got your 10 cards here pulled already, and so we'll go ahead and jump in. We start off with the World Tree, the Six of Bows, which is abundance, and bows are fire, the Shaman, balance, the Page of Vessels, which is the Otter, the Sun of Life, the Three of Arrows, which is jealousy, and arrows are air, the Nine of Bows, which is respect, and again bows are fire, and the King of Arrows, which is the Hawk, and our last card, which is the Ace of Arrows, or the Breath of Life. When I was pulling the cards and I noticed the Three of Arrows, which is the jealousy card, which immediately I thought of having something that's stolen your time. And you can see that this is the heart is on fire. There's 3 arrows in it, and there's some blood dripping on the ground here. And it's like, this is something that you've given your life's blood to, that you've given time and energy to. And that kind of really jumped out at me at first. So I think this is not necessarily a romantic situation. It definitely could be a romantic situation, but the most important aspect of it is this is a situation that you have given your life's blood to. You've given time and energy to this situation. We also start off with the World Tree, and I'm going to look that up because I've never pulled that one before with this deck. And that's actually 21. So this card, this deck rather, has let's see, 78 cards. So it actually has more major arcana than most decks. I'll look at that one as well. So 21 is the position on the wheel of this card is the World Tree sits at the heart of the cycle in the quadrant of fire. It encompasses all the different aspects of the wheel and the human aspects of major arcana. Let me see here. So one of the things it says here under reading points, the universe and all its blessings are available to everyone who seeks knowledge and wisdom with a sincere heart. On every level, the cosmos has a generous bounty and gives freely of its rich nourishment and fulfillment. No matter how long the journey of life may be, however many twists and turns the maze may offer us, in the end, if we persevere, we will reach the point of fulfillment. This may relate to material gain, wealth, or spiritual happiness and emotional security, but after the long process of learning, responsibility, and rebirth, it is now time to bathe in the light of renewal, attainment, and personal triumph. Breathe in the rich air, drink the sweet water, and rejoice in the warming fire of the universal life force. So, excuse me. I feel like we're going backwards here. So we're starting from this position, right, in the reading, but that's not how the story began, even though this may be where we are. So let's continue with the reading to see why we're going backwards, because it seems like in some way this does relate. The Six of Bows is abundance here, which is also a fire card. And in the earthy sense, there's actually like a bunch of baskets of, it looks like mushrooms and nuts and fruits and stuff stacked up around the front of it. And there's a fire. And that in that aspect represents like the warmth and safety and like having enough to eat, which this is like the fulfillment of your basic needs for survival. We then go back to the shaman. And here, this is more like the magician, I want to say, where it's being able to make whatever you want out of the specific situation, being able to take all the elements and combine them together into something that is meaningful. And then we go back to balance, which is a balance between masculine and feminine, yin yang, internal balance. And so when I say masculine and feminine as well, I always want to say that doesn't mean it's not specifying one way or another, because I think everyone has a certain amount of masculine and feminine, so it's the balance within oneself. The Page of Vessels, which is the otter. So this is being partially along an emotional journey. It's a more mature, the page is, I would say, like, because we also have like the ace, which is like the start of a journey, but the page or the knight, the king or the queen would represent different. I guess the page and the knight I would say would be more maturity, and then king and queen would be more masculine and feminine. So in this case, it's still a fairly young energy, but also otters are very playful animals, so it's like still being able to have that playful energy in your life. And then we have the Sun of Life, and I actually kept that open because I did turn to it in the book. And so the position on the wheel, the Sun of Life card is connected to the Green Man and Green Woman, all three representing the concept of fertility. It is associated with the element of fire, the period of noon, and the gateway of the mind. The sun sends down energy and light and provides a source of life-enriching power to the cycle of human endeavor. And I'm not going to read all of this, but it's specifically talking about the ability to create. And so creation is not, yes, it's typically thought of as being more feminine, but it's not specifically that of being able to like give birth or something like that. It's like as in to a human life. It is more specific than that. It is more the ability to create anything, because creativity, it's not, the idea wasn't there before, so in that sense you're still giving birth. It's just the ability to create with an idea, art, work, at your job, or paintings or books or whatever the case may be. It's not important what you are creating. It is only important that you create. And that's where we come to the Three of Arrows. Excuse me. It's like all of this stuff that we've been talking about, balance, this kind of growth of enlightenment, which you can also see this tree has all the seasons represented on it. Because it's spring, summer, fall, winter, right? So it's all the seasons that you go through, all the places in your journey. It's having abundance within. It's having the ability to make whatever you want out of a situation. It's having the ability to create. If you think about it like that, these all kind of go together. And then it's also having that internal balance, that emotional playfulness, so that you are allowing yourself the leeway so that you can create. But what's blocking you from that is this right here. Feeling like there's something that has happened that you're still giving all your life's blood, your time and energy to, and until you take that back, you can't end up here. So the next card we have is the Nine of Bows, which is respect. So it seems that it seems that you feel that you were disrespected in some way or another. And this could be work related, it could be in a relationship. But you're holding on to this feeling that you have been disrespected. And the Three of Arrows is jealousy. So it also, not only is this something that you've given your time and energy and life's blood to, you feel that someone else has actually received something that is yours. Like it's not just a matter of feeling disrespected. It's also feeling that the respect that was owed to you was given to someone else, and not being able to move forward with your own life because of this. And we also, so this moves us to the hawk, right? And it's the hawk, of course, is a hunter, but it's like you're on the hunt for, you're on the hunt for this respect. Like you are, it's not just on the hunt for the respect though. It's like you are looking for the respect that you feel that you were due, but you're also looking for places where you have been disrespected. And if you are looking for a place in which you've been disrespected, you will find it. We also have the Ace of Arrows, the breath of life, which is, it's the beginning of a way of thinking. But in this context, especially the way that this card is set up, it really feels like we are here. It's funny that this is the first card that stood out to me, because it feels like this is where we are in the journey, and the journey actually started here. And this is logic. The Ace of Arrows, a way of thinking. In your mind, you're following the logical path, and you're looking for places where you have not been shown respect. You've been disrespected. You're hunting for that. And you're finding it. And now you're feeling jealous, and you're feeling wounded, and you're feeling hurt. And you're so focused up on this that you're putting all your time and energy and effort into it. And until you move past this, you can't actually move into all these other wonderful and amazing things that are waiting for you. I also want to point this out. You can see the white light in his heart center here on the sun. The sun of life is in the heart area. And it's like, find that forgiveness, find that creativity, and it's, I don't know if anyone played Age of Empires, but there's this, you can see it in the background here, like there's the white creature in the grass, and it's like an art design, and they used to be like markers for in one of the, it was like a little mission that you could play, and I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was like when you were first starting to play the game, and it was the tutorial, and they had those as markers, and so you would move the little person from marker to marker. But this, it also kind of shows up here in the Ace of Arrows in the background. It's like a marker along your journey, right? When you reach the place in your journey where you can see the light, where you can see the sun of life, where you can see the sun, when you reach that marker and you're able to offer forgiveness and to let go of this situation that you've experienced, that is when you will be able to move forward. And then that's when you will be able to move on to the next thing. That's when you will open yourself up to the ability to create, to have the playfulness, to be balanced, to manifest what you want in a specific situation, to have abundance. and to be at peace, whatever season you're experiencing in your life. Until you can reach that point, you're going to be stuck here. And I don't want that for you. You don't have to be stuck, but you can't continue to look for the places to like logic your way of like, I should have been treated this way because of this, and this, and look at how this person was treated, and look how they did this, and look how this person did that, and look what everyone did to me. As long as you're operating with that mindset, you will not be able to move forward. So stop looking for the places where you've been disrespected. Stop looking for the places where people are not paying you your due. If someone disrespects you, realize that that's not a statement about who you are, it's a statement about who they are. And I'm not saying that ignore disrespect. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying the more you look for it, the more you're going to find it. So if you find that someone has disrespected you, not that you went out of your way to look for it, but if you just find that someone has disrespected you, don't continue to allow them to disrespect you. But don't go around assuming that every situation happens to you because of disrespect. Capricorn, I hope this was helpful. Yeah, I hope this was helpful, and really meditate on that and see where it is that you're holding on to something, because as soon as you release this, there's so much waiting for you. Capricorn, have a wonderful month of January and beginning of February, and we'll see you next time.